Hey guys, Brandy here. Welcome back to Sewing Back. I'm on my side yard because we're fixing to walk around a little bit of my property where I have goldenrod growing. It is goldenrod harvest time. I am not harvesting goldenrod right now for tincture because I have made that over the last couple of years and I'm well supplied on that. But one of the things I've been reading about is goldenrod tea, which you make from the blossom, and you want to allow it to dry, and then you can drink it up to, I think it's 3 cups a day. And it's supposed to be really great for inflammation if you are somebody who has arthritis or things like that where you have inflammation in your joints and things. Goldenrod is supposed to be helpful for that, particularly goldenrod tea. And so I love to drink teas, particularly this time of year as it's getting chilly. I think we're supposed to get close to 39 tonight. So, but I don't have any goldenrod left that I could make my own tea out of. I used what I had last year to make tincture. And so I have an abundance on the property. Every year it grows a little bit more. So I'm going to go and harvest some goldenrod. And I'm actually going to dry it. In years past, in some of my videos, I've dried it by putting it inside my food dehydrator. I have a Kasori food dehydrator. But this time I'm actually going to dry it in my garage. I actually bought one of those hanging drying nets, and that has like the different sections. And so my plan is to put it in it, and I'm going to let it hang in the garage and let it dry naturally, because I don't want to heat up any of the properties. Now, when I did it in my food dehydrator, I literally just had it in there for storage. I didn't turn it on or anything like that, but it was enclosed, and so this will have the airflow to allow, I think, faster drying. We'll see. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. The other thing I wanted to do is I want to check and see if I have any elderberries that I can harvest on my trees. I have them in a couple different places on my property because it's elderberry syrup time. I have some dried that I can totally make my syrup out of, but if I can replenish some of those or use them to make elderberry syrup, because you can use fresh berries. I've actually had some questions about that, why I say not to use fresh berries when you're making the elderberry tincture. A lot of people think that the alcohol will take out the toxins that are in elderberries, and I can only refer back to my herbalist books that I use. I have a few of them. I can put some in the description notes if you're interested, but they all say that you need to have dried or cooked elderberries when doing a tincture, because the alcohol will, a lot of people feel like it will kill off the toxin, but it actually, what their books say is that it intensifies it. So again, you'll have to do your own research on that. So I have always used dried elderberry when I was doing tincture. Again, I don't need any tinctures this year. I have plenty. I made a big batch last year and it's still good. And so I don't use it every day. But we do use more elderberry syrup on a regular basis, kind of as a preventative. We do it by making like elderberry tea. I have a video on that. A lot of you like that video. And it's just a nice way to get it into your diet. Again, with it being cold, it's tasty. It's just a good one to do. And so I want to see if I have any of those. So we have that, and we've been starting to clean up beds, taking stuff out because my garlic arrived, and it is garlic planting time. Now I can plant it well into November, so I have some time, which is good because I've got a lot going on with my job right now. I have a huge certification coming up this week and some training I'm going to, so my brain's like but hopefully I'll do well. I sure hope so. I'm trying. But anyway, so that's something I need to get in the garden. So I'm really not worried about that today. But today, before it gets too cold and the goldenrod could possibly be finished, I want to get that. And let's see if we can find some elderberries on our elderberry trees. So let's come along and see what we find. So guys, if you can see, these are some of my elderberries. And of course, the birds have certainly had a way with them, and that's fine. I grow in abundance so we can share. But these are like the last of them, and they're still green. And you don't want to pick them when they're like that. They need to be purple when you pick them. So on this set of them, I'm really not seeing any. See, those are all, I don't know if you can see, but those are all green. So we're not gonna pick any from this batch. I've got some on the side yard, so we'll take a look at those in a minute. But I've got goldenrod. So guys, this is actually, I purposely planted this goldenrod. I have it in a few places in my garden. And I have lavender in here. I have, that's lavender. There's rosemary, there's creeping thyme, and I actually had it in the other bed and it's jumped over. There's some in both beds, but this is goldenrod, and if you can see, I got a little bee on. Let's see if you can see that. You can see our little friend there. Let's see. Can you see him? I got a little bee hanging out right there. So the bees love it this time of year because it's one thing that they can still enjoy. So, but I'm just gonna snip it like this. I have a bucket down there. And once this dries, you pull it off the stem and you put it in like a mason jar with a lid. I will tell you, goldenrod gets kind of buggy with other little bugs and stuff. So be mindful. This one that has our little friend on, I'm not messing with him. I'm gonna let him enjoy it. Like with the elderberry, there's enough to share. So we're gonna get some more of this. I've got plenty back there on the side property. And then we're gonna head over to, I know this is gonna smell so good. I also have wild blackberries that came up in these beds. These beds are actually coming out at the end of this season. This is this was the last of the old front yard garden, and it's kind of becoming our mini orchard and muscadine orchard. So it's going to be our apples and our muscadines. And so we're fixing to do a whole nother trellis of muscadines right over there that we have. And gosh, that smells so good. Rosemary smells so good. And so anyway, and we've got more apple trees because we bought 3 of the rare apples, heirloom apples up in North Carolina on our anniversary trip. And so we've got those. We have a new crabapple tree to put in as well. I still want another one, but it's a specialty one. It's an heirloom one, and it's at a local nursery that I can get it, but they keep selling out, and I keep waiting on it because it's supposed to be like of crab apples, and it kind of reminds me of my childhood. We ate crab apples all the time with salt and things, and the crab apples nowadays are like little tiny nothings. I don't know, but to me, they're not crab apples. They are because they pollinate my apple trees, but I really want to get my hands on one of these other ones, and I keep watching for the opportunity when they come in stock, but they go quick. And it's the same nursery that I bought most of my other fruit trees from, with the exception of a few that we got from Home Depot. I think all the trees we got from Tractor Supply, all but one of those did not make it. But I will say our Home Depot, we have a couple from Home Depot, and those have done well. So, you know, that's just been our experience. But I'm gonna go get some more goldenrod, and we'll see if we can see any elderberries on the other trees that I have. Well, the other day I had elderberries. I should have got them then. I didn't, and I had other projects to do, and that's what's left. There's a lot of these. They're totally empty. So the birds have cleaned them out. I don't even see green ones on these 3 trees. And so these were my originals. And the other ones I've propagated from these. Our marching band is practicing, so sorry about that. So what I was saying about elderberries though, is if you're gonna do a tincture, it is suggested in my herbalism books that they have to be dried, or well, they have to be dried because that's a process. It's a heating process to them, and it makes it safe. When you infuse it with the alcohol. Why it's different to make syrup and you can use fresh berries is because you're going to cook them. They're going to get cooked on the stove into the syrup. And so it's kind of the same principle, is when you add that heat to it, it kills off the toxins. And so I've like I said, I had some comments about that, and I'll totally say do your own research, but all the research that I have looked into and done, and like I said, in the actual books that I have a few different ones, it stresses that. And I actually met an herbalist in person that I got to spend some time with and talk to at the Farm Where You Are conference back in 2023. And she made sure when I told her some of the things I had dabbled in, and I was trying to learn more, and she's like, please tell me that you had dried elderberries when you did your tincture. I said, yes, ma'am. You know, yes, I did. And she says, good, because people get very sick. And so, again, I'm not certified in anything. I just read and do my thing. But that was the information that I have gleaned. So that's the best answer I know how to give you. And like I said, I'll try to link couple of those books in the description if you're interested in learning more about some of that. And we're going to go to the side property so we can get some more goldenrod. And I see there's a whole bunch of deer. So this should be interesting. So guys, I wanted to show you what I'm talking about. My dryer, it actually has like 6 layers. I got it off of Temu. I think I paid like $4.99 or something for it. $4.99. And I put binder clips because it almost goes down when I hang it from the ceiling. It's maybe 2 foot off the floor. It takes up a lot of space, and I don't need that many. So I opened up 2 of them. I took the binder clips on each side. I guess that's a redneck hack. I don't know. I don't think I'm a hillbilly, but I might be a red. What is it? That old? You might be a redneck or something. All those jokes they used to tell. Um, but I just clipped it up, and I'm gonna stick the goldenrod in here. I'm gonna hang it in my garage until it's totally dry. And what I was saying about bugging is they have, yes, the bees clearly love it, but so do other creepy crawlies. And as it dries, they'll go away. um, and that's what I found. That kind of get left behind when you go to pull everything off of the stem. They just, I guess they just die or whatever. But I would have that happen in my food dehydrator, so I always had them on parchment paper. And I actually have thought about putting parchment paper on this. The only reason I don't is because it has air holes from the top, from the bottom, from the side. So I think I'm just gonna do it el natural and we'll see how it goes. And like I said, this is just gonna be so that, and I have a little S hook. So I have a little, in the top part of my garage, I have a little hanger thing. And so I'm just gonna hang it down from there. It's not in the way, it's kind of out of the way, and allow the goldenrod to dry. I will tell you, one of the reasons the bees like it's very fragrant, it's beautiful in color, but it smells so good. And I can tell you that the tea and the tincture, it's the tincture's strong because it has alcohol, but it is really sweet naturally. That's just my take. I don't really need to add anything to it. It's just a delicate, but like I said, it's got a tinge of sweetness. It's very good. I like it. So I got a bucket full, and I'm gonna put it in my drying here. I believe, I have to read, but I think you can also use the leaves in tea as well. So, but I need to read to verify that. It's been a while. So we're gonna get this going. And we got that sweet potatoes harvested, and I'm very thankful for that. And the reason I didn't get to finish and show you all that the other night when I was digging them up is my one son came home and surprised me and stayed for dinner and all that. So I got to visiting and it got dark. So that's kind of the way my life is these days. But anytime you get your kids, you're thankful for it, and so you stop and you enjoy the moment. So that's what life's about. Is enjoying the moment, the simple things. So anyway, I didn't want I didn't want to lose this harvest, since I think there's the deer, and I saw the neighbor's cat. he just went behind me. He's the one that took care of the critter issue I had in the garden. And the deer are following him. So yeah, that's living in the burbs. But anyway, I'm gonna get these dried, and I just want to thank you for being here. This video is kind of a hodgepodge of things, and but my favorite term these days is real life, y'all. So anyway, have you tried foraging for goldenrod? If so, tell me about it in the comments. Have you made elderberry syrup before? You know, even if you don't grow your own elderberries, you can get quality elderberries, you know, off of Amazon, Azure Standard. I know you can get them off those two resources. Mountain Rose, I think it's called Mountain Rose, they have it as well. Some health food stores may carry them. That's probably individual. You just would have to look locally and see. I still have some, thankfully, that are dried that I'll use to go ahead and make some elderberry syrup for us, since I know we're stocked up on the tincture. But have you made any of those? They're really easy, or like fire cider. I have to say, fire cider is not my favorite. Ooh, I feel like it'll mess you up. It just, I don't know. It is a bit much for me and my esophagus or something. I don't know. But do you like making that and using that as a go-to during cold and flu season? I'm trying to prepare, and like I said, this actually goldenrod also has a lot of benefits for the airways and things like that. If you have like respiratory illness, asthma, and things like that. Not a doctor, not telling you not to take any of that. Your inhalers are no, I'm not saying any of that. I have a kid with severe asthma. That is life saving. An asthma inhaler is the same thing as an EpiPen is to somebody who has an anaphylactic reaction. It is a lifesaver. So I'm not saying that those things ever replace those things. I'm just saying it can help. And the main thing when you have those things is staying healthy to begin with, and not getting sick and getting secondary infections and things like that. And so, so I am in no way I'm not telling anyone to not take your regular medication. And you do need to read up because there are interactions with certain medications and herbs and things. Elderberries are pretty safe. From what my doctor has told me, and what I have read, goldenrod is a pretty safe one, particularly when you're doing teas and things like that. It's just not, it's not to a level that it would interact. But there are other things that definitely could interact. So if you have health issues and things like that, you need to get you some good books and do some good research and talk to your doctor. And if they can't answer your questions, I would tell you to talk to your pharmacist, because a lot of times I actually found better answers from my pharmacist than I did my doctor. So keep that in mind. But anyway, I appreciate you being here. I hope that y'all are, I don't know, I guess like getting ready for fall, getting the cozy sweatshirts and socks and switching out your closets to the, the cool stuff and putting away the warm stuff. And I'm kind of, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to flip through, and I'm also trying to get rid of things that have sat in my closet that I haven't used in a while, and because I don't need to hold on to those things. And if I can give it away and help someone else, I'd rather do that. That's being a better steward than leaving it in my closet to sit there and get moths and and just fade away and no one get any use out of it. So, and I say that to all you women, I guess men, who maybe you wear different sizes and different seasons of life. You know what? If you get that size again, whatever, whether it's up or down, I'm one who believes the Lord will provide when you get there. So don't feel like you have to hold on to those things. It could probably bless someone else who might need those things, especially thinking about all the people in the last few weeks with these hurricanes that have been displaced, lost everything. So yeah, so it's good. It's a good way to be a good steward, because so many of us have so much more than what we ever need. So anyway, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I got to get back to studying for my test, for my certification, and y'all wish me luck. I'm gonna need it. I don't know. I've heard differing things, but they picked a harder certification for me, and I found out a couple days ago that mine was the harder certification, so that made me a little nervous. But we'll do what we can do, and no pressure. And so I've heard mixed things. Some people say it's really hard, and other people say it's not that bad. So I'm trying to prepare, and hopefully I will be certified by the end of the week, because if not, I may have some splaining to do. Maybe I need to have better study skills. I hope not. I'm trying. But anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And I will see you on the next one. And by the way, if this comes out before the Apple video for some reason, it's in the making. It's like literally in the making. So hang tight, it's coming. Apple butter is coming, and some items you can make with apple butter. Because a lot of people, when you think about putting stuff on your shelf, you may not, you might be like, I can only eat so much toast with apple butter or whatever. You can use it in a lot of different ways to make other goodies. So stay tuned for that. I already taught that class, and that's, like I said, it's in the works. And I've got the main thing I'm waiting on is I've got to get it canned up. And um, so yeah, so stay tuned for that. I hadn't forgot. It's real life around here. But anyway, with that, thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.